So Harlem, honestly, in my opinion, is one of those like underrated neighborhoods because it's actually very, very charming, and there's a lot of really, really cool spots and amazing restaurants that you can find in the neighborhood of Harlem. There's so much history in Harlem, and you can kind of actually feel that when walking through some of the streets that have these like historic brownstones. It's actually like really, really cool. I personally think that Harlem has pretty decent public transportation as well. Now, some people do complain that when you're going north Harlem that there's just not as good subways, or not really like mainline subways, but I would say like if you're in central Harlem or south Harlem, like the subway options are very, very good. So you're gonna be able to catch a lot of main lines that do go through Harlem as a whole. Also, some people don't even know when coming to Harlem too, is that the trains that actually go to like the New York City suburbs of like the Hudson Valley in New York and then Connecticut as well actually run through 125th Street in Harlem. That's the only neighborhood besides Grand Central that those trains run through. A lot of people don't even know that. So you can get on the train to go to those areas if you ever need to there as well. Now, if you go over to 116th Street, that's gonna be like where Restaurant Row really is in Harlem. Like all the main restaurants are really gonna be on that strip. So there are also gonna be other restaurants in Harlem, but that's kind of like a known area for that whole Restaurant Row of that neighborhood. Another topic that I do want to bring up is crime in Harlem, because honestly, this is a question that you get all the time. All New York City neighborhoods have crime, and some neighborhoods are a little bit more publicized than others. Like, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So when some neighborhoods tend to get a reputation of having more crime than others, it kind of gets exploited in the media. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Versus other neighborhoods where people are kind of trying to keep their good reputation there, but there still might be crime there. You should always be safe everywhere you go in New York City, and always be careful when you're going around at night. I want to make this clear because a lot of people don't even realize that if you look at crime reports, the most reported crime in any New York City borough is not in Manhattan. It's not in the Bronx. It's not in Queens. It's not in Staten Island. It's in Brooklyn. So Brooklyn is the borough with the highest crime rates out of all the boroughs in New York City. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people assume it's other areas in New York City. And that's just a fact. I'm not saying this on opinion or anything like that. I just want to make it clear that crime sometimes is not what it seems to be. Be safe, and also make sure that the apartment or the home that you choose, you feel comfortable at all times of the day at that apartment. Try a neighborhood out at night during the day. Be there all different times, so that way you know what it would be like to live there at all times. So I hope this video helped you figure out a few things that you should know before moving to Harlem. Now, I definitely am going to do a lot more videos specifically on the neighborhood, because I definitely think it's a neighborhood that a lot of people just don't know about all that the neighborhood has to offer. And I think it's kind of underrated. So I will be making a lot more content specifically on Harlem. And if there's anything I missed or any ideas that you have for other content, please let me know in the comments, because as always, I love hearing from you guys.